Okay guys, so today is March 24th. It's Monday, and it is marking my fourth week of juice liquid fasting. uh, I'm gonna probably post what my weight is today, and also I may be looking to modify my fasting a little bit. I'm not sure. uh, Something towards what they call a soft fasting, which I might be introducing, like some cooked vegetables and I don't know, maybe some protein. One of the reasons why is that I'm noticing that I'm kind of weak in some areas, and I don't want my muscles to deteriorate in any kind of way in this 8 weeks of fasting that we're doing. So I don't know, that may or may not be, but we shall see. So this is the beginning of the video. I'm going to add more to it, and we'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, so this is the first time I've had my vehicle out probably in about a month, so I thought I'd get in it and take it for a ride for a little bit. I'm going to go to my favorite store and pick up a few supplies that I need. So I decided to get out and just take a quick drive. I don't know if I'm gonna drive too much. I need to drive this thing. I don't drive it that often. I'll let it warm up. Okay, so yeah, it's been 4 weeks that I started this fasting, and been pretty good. You know what happens after you go through the initial first week is that you kind of settle in, and you know, all the things that happen from you having lesser tastes, and you know, you don't have craving pretty much after that first week. It's just kind of, especially if you juice smoothie fasting, it's filling enough that it doesn't cause that. So I with the intermittent, you know, still on the intermittent fasting schedule of 16/8, that intake of the juice smoothie a couple times a day kind of helps you get through. So there hasn't been any after effects or things that have caused any issues, other than you get tired of the same stuff. You know, like, in order for me to have something warm inside, I will have the bone broth. Guys, I'd have some chicken broth or some beef bone broth, and it's, you know, it's okay. It kind of tapers off your when you do you know, need to put something in your system. That's the same thing with like anything like a coffee or tea, something warm inside, because even though I drink my juice smoothies room temperature, it's still not hot. So that's the only thing I've noticed, that, you know, there's times when I need to have something hot inside of me. But I'm also, you know, you have to do that. You have to keep up your electrolytes. So I'm, you know, you mix I've been mixing like a salt base with a little bit of apple vinegar and lemon juice and water, so that I don't, you know, my body doesn't cramp. My body was cramping in the first week or so, off and on, depending on how much or less the electrolytes I've taken in. But other than that, you know, not too bad. You know, one thing is, I've done this before, and I had a nutritionist thought of doing this type of fasting when I had my nutritionist. The thing that was cautioned, or should have been cautioned, was just saying that, you know, make sure that you don't overdo it, and that understand that your heart is a muscle. And so he says you lose muscle when you do fasting like that. And so I've noticed a little difference in terms of my age, because it's been a while since I've done, maybe about 6 or so years since I've done my full-on long fasting, and you just know some changes in the way your body feels. And so just to be cautious, you know, I'm gonna maybe do something to help. Like one of the things she was saying, you know, make sure you have some type of protein. So whether it's protein shake or protein by meat or whatever, you might want to incorporate some of that, because the heart is a muscle. So we'll see for the next 4 weeks, you know, what I may do. Okay, so I'm looking at the possibilities of eating leaner meats. So I'm looking at steaks, prices, or something else. I guess that'd be better if you're going to do that. Okay, so get my exercise and walked around Walmart for a while. Got a few items that I'm getting. So yeah, just a few items. Go over here to get my vegetables. To make my juice smoothies. So yeah, I'm gonna pick up some carrots. I usually go to Costco to get better, but I can't do that today. I'm just gonna get what I can get here. Also, I use a bunch of celery in my mixes. And my cucumbers, guys. Can't forget those. Although they've been kind of soft here lately. Gotta find the hardest ones. Okay, so we're back in the car. Retrieve things that I needed for my juice making. I did end up buying some steak. Don't know if I'm going to use it or not. But it's expensive, man. To buy you some quality steak, you're gonna be looking at about $30. So take a note to that. If that's going to be the case. Day today. Just thought I'd get out and do a little bit. I got a little bit of my exercise in. I got a little exercise in by walking. So that's good. I'm going to start doing more of my exercises. One of the things I do need to do is get back to my weights, and that weights would help me with my muscle situation. Sure don't want to lose that. So I need to start incorporating get back to my medicine balls and my barbells or dumbbells. That's what I have. Those types of exercises. And that's going to be about it, guys. I'm just, I don't know, going about the days as they come. Energy level has been pretty good, even though I'm subdued at times, a little more subdued. I don't know if that's an age thing or what, but I feel empty. Not feeling like, I know that I'm losing weight. I don't know at what rate. I'm going to do the weigh-in today, and we'll post it at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. And that's where we are. It's been a while since I've been in this vehicle. I love a stick, guys. I've always loved sports cars, and definitely sticks. I fell in love with these sports cars, guys. One of my aunts, she used to buy like little cars and stuff, smaller sports cars. The first one, she had like a MG Midget, and for me, that had always stuck with me. Even though I'm a large individual, that I just love sports cars, guys. I love the newer ones that they have, and I like the older ones. And I've owned 3, so I really like the ones that I have that I can use a stick on. So this is a 5-speed, and I just love it. So that's part of somebody was tailgating me for some unknown reason. So this one sits kind of low, so you kind of gotta watch all the stuff that's in the street, potholes and things. My enjoyment. So other than that, guys, I'm gonna get myself together to post more on this channel a little more consistently. I've been busy doing other things right now, and so some of those things have my attention, but I'm not going anywhere when it comes to the weight loss journey, guys, until I get to reach my goals of getting weight off. It's for my health purposes. So stay tuned if you come to my channel. So if you're here at my channel for the first time, guys, please hit the like button, like, share, subscribe, hit the notifications if you want to see more videos as they get dropped. It doesn't cost you anything, and I would appreciate it if you do. It'll help my channel. So other than that, guys, I'm about to my destination. I'm gonna put this puppy up, and hopefully you guys will go have a peaceful and a positive day, and let's go. So that's it, guys, for today. We'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching. So guys, my current weight is 322.4. Okay, so this is a continuance of this day, which marks 4 weeks of complete fasting. So we're going into the 5th week now. I decided I'm going to just do a casual stroll through the park to kind of mark what I'm going to try to push forward on, which is back to my full-on exercise. But I'll push into it kind of gradually. So might as well start today. It's a beautiful day. Temperatures are right at about 71 degrees, so it's not quite so warm. Right now, I got on a jacket because I've been cold in my house. So, but I can see that I probably didn't need it, but it's okay. So we're just gonna stroll through the park and enjoy the rest of this time. So it's like I said, I hadn't been doing much on the exercise levels, which is my plan to move towards the exercise levels. As I was saying, that I'm gonna work on my lifting some weights, or getting back to the weight that will help strengthen my exercise, or keep my muscles going, which is my goal. We got people all in the park playing on the tennis courts. They set up a volleyball court so that they can do some volleyball, which I like the way the kids incorporate the tennis court for other activities like that. It's good, clean fun. They're usually over here in teams, and they set up, and it's good for the park use. A lot of times these kids come over to this park for more nefarious type things, but it's good to see kids when they're using the park for what it's meant for, enjoyment, so they have the friends and things like that they do this types of stuff with. So that's a great situation. The other thing, in terms of, people come to this park and they have families and things like that. So you like to see that. I see kids dancing in the park, different things like that, to enjoy their time. And of course you have the regular things that people do, the legal type stuff every once in a while. Don't get so much of that over here, but it does exist. And that's what I don't like to see. But for the most part, they use it for what it is meant to be used for. So yeah, beautiful day, guys. So that means I said we're supposed to be heading into the spring. So if this is any indication, we have a good start going with that. So yeah, taking a long route, just a casual walk there. I'm going through the park as opposed to walking the perimeter until I can get my legs back under me. I might take a seat for a minute just to kind of soak in some of this sun and stuff that's happening with us for a minute once I get around to the other side of the park, just for a minute or two. Yeah, probably before I even go over I see a park bench that will allow me to do that before I even get to the mailbox. Now, one thing I like is that they have bench seating around this park. The one thing I don't like is they didn't put the seating other than benches, but not the bench, like these bench. I'll see if I can show you one of them. They put these actual benches out into the, see that bench behind me? They put it smack dab in the sun. Every one of them, except for one, is situated in the sun. Why it is, I have no idea. Now I'm gonna show you the benches that they have, that you have some underneath or near the trees. So let's see. Yeah, the regular picnic table benches, they situate to where you can have a seat out of the sun somewhat. This one here, I'm gonna rest for a minute and seat. So however the sun hits, you may grab some of the shade that you're able to get. And then some benches are seated more so under that. So when we purchased this property, I didn't know that this park was going to exist. I knew that the oak trees weren't going to come down. So they have three oak trees in the park, and they had four, and they got one down because it I guess it rotted, and so they had to get that one down. So but they were situating parts of this park around. So the parts that they situated they have a playground for the children. They have a tennis court, and they have the basketball court. So I'm seated right now. Let me see if I can show you some of it. Okay, I'm seated in front of the basketball court right now. So this is the area in which they get a lot more of the congested play, which means that these kids, as long as the street lamps or the lamps that they put around the basketball court stay on, and even when they're not on, they're out here playing basketball, which is fine. It's not a problem as much to me, because my house is not situated across from that. So and my house happens to be situated in one of the areas where there's not so much use. There's some use, but not as much. So I don't worry too much about people parking in front of my house and stuff like that. But there are areas that they do that, of course. And then I guess the most noise level would be the basketball court, even more so than we have the tennis court. Let's see if I can zoom in on tennis court at this time. Yeah, that's this tennis court. So it's way across the park. So the tennis court gets a lot of use. So tennis court gets a lot of use, but the kids that play on the court, they don't do all this hooping and hollering like they do on the basketball court. We've had to have the park people shut down the lights, and the lights go off automatically over at the tennis court, where it doesn't necessarily do that on the basketball court. It may now, but I think it's on separate timers or whatever. And sometimes it doesn't matter, because the kids can see by moonlight or house lights or whatever. They can see enough to hit that rim. So this is where they concentrate and they come to. And so that's that. Some days that is a problem. But if people use this park is big enough for people to come out here. When you have little kids, it's wide enough to set up like a soccer situation. But I've seen, I'm not so far from a recreational ball field that is really close. Couple of recreational fields. I've got a recreational soccer field and a recreational. They use it for baseball and softball. So what will happen is, because it's like within a mile or two from here, you'll have people who know about this park, and so the teams will come over here when they have games, and they'll do their warm-ups. I guess they don't want everybody to see what they're doing, coaches and things like that. So they'll come and they'll set up and they'll do some drills based on that. I've seen them do drills based on mostly softballers, girls and guy baseball players, and then you have the soccer people who come and they do the same thing. They'll set up, and then you'll have like the pee-wee kids that coaches will come over here, and then they'll put on games and stuff like that. So I like that when they do that. It's big enough for that, and you know the use is optimal to me in terms of that kind of situation. I can sit in my house and I can look at some of the game and different things as you see them do what they do. So the playground for the kids is well. So I'm looking at it right now. I won't put that on camera, but you have families, and it's big enough that they have a lot of different things to do, from the slides to the ropes to the rock climbing and that type of stuff. So and you often will see that swings. So you'll see a lot of people take advantage of those things, but that's a concentrated area. So when the older kids come in and they're doing their little extracurricular activities, they're over here. That's when they really get kind of rowdy and stuff. But you know, it's all in a park. You live by a park. I didn't know that there was going to be a park place over here. I thought it was just going to be open field. And when I got here, it was open field until the day I saw the bulldozers come. This was early on when I purchased this home. You see the bulldozers, they come in, and now they're setting up, and they put a fence around this area to keep people out until they got the construction done. And so that's been some years ago. But yeah, we have occasional gang activity. You have just like any place else, but not full on. I don't know, I guess because it's in a residential. We've had that happen where we've had that come in, and kids on their motorcycles who were affiliated with gangs and stuff, shutting down the streets and stuff. And of course they do all this turning in the middle of the streets, where we petition to have berms put up and different things like that. That has been some of the stuff that we've had to endure, but we've had them shut down. I've seen the police come over, at least because it's residential. It's likely that they may shut you down, and so that's what happened. At one time, they were terrorizing. At one, I think it was like it ended up being like 2 weeks of terrorizing. They were up on the corner and stuff, and I looked out my window and I kept seeing these, what I know now were officers undercover. They were walking through the park, disguised as people walking dogs and exercising and all that. But I would see them come around and look like they were doing like me, taking selfies and stuff like that. But I think they were trying to identify who the culprits were. And so as they went on about identifying these different individuals, all of a sudden they finally shut them down. And so I guess they started identifying them and taking them where they were and things like that. So yeah, I don't know. That's the history of this park. Well, I guess the other thing is too, during the 4th of July, you know, people will come over to the basketball court and go over to the tennis courts, and they'll shoot their fireworks and stuff like that. And that's pretty good fun. I've sat out here and just watched some of that transpire. So yeah. It's been like that. And of course you have dogs. People come out here to exercise their dogs. Some of the times the dogs will be off the leash and things like that. And it's cool. Some of them are really obedient, and then you have some that are not. And I don't know what these people think sometimes with these big dogs. I've seen the big dogs you know, they take them off the leash and they let them run wild. And so on occasion, you've seen one chase some of the people in the park and things like that. I guess the funnest thing I've seen was a stray dog came up into the park, beautiful, it was like an Alaskan puppy. It couldn't have been no more than maybe a year or so old. He'd come in the park and he was here for a while. And what he would do is, a lot of my neighbors I have are of Asian culture. They leave their shoes out on the on the porch. So he would get all the shoes and strewn them all across the park. You could see their shoes everywhere. And he was just a kind of a happy-go-lucky type of dog. And he was here. He stayed here for about a week or so before they called the dog catcher, and they finally got him. I guess they got tired of their shoes and things being pulled off the porch, which was the case. And but yeah, you get that type of stuff. So yeah, you know, that's just about an average rundown of what you see when people come to this park. So guys, I'm about to the base of where I need to be, and I was able to get a nice casual stroll in the park on a nice day. So we're gonna hopefully keep this type of energy up as we go and we do the exercise and continue to try to get this weight off for the next 4 weeks. So we have 4 weeks down, we have 4 weeks to go, and it's been pretty good. So I have a goal set in mind. Hopefully I'll reach that goal, and if I do, whether I do or not, I'm gonna go ahead and announce it, because I weigh myself every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks I've been weighing myself. So with the 2 weeks of weighing myself, I've given reports on how I'm doing. So the first time was like 4.5 or 4.8 pounds lost every 2 weeks. And then this time I got a 16.9 loss. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. Okay, so with that, guys, go have a peaceful and positive day. I know I've already signed off, but hey, twice is good. See you next time.